Charles Payne, the anchor over at Fox Business, wanted to share his love for oligarchs, including Gilded Age oligarchs, which is hilarious. So last week, he went on this lengthy defense of literal oligarchs after Biden invoked the term in his final address as president. Let's take a look.
I talked about the Gilded Age as it went into McKinley and the 1-2 punch that made America, created the American century, and all of the misconceptions. You know, when the so-called robber barons came in for the 100 years before that, wages were like this. After this, they went like that for 100 years. Oh, when the robber barons came in, life expectancy in America was like this. All of a sudden, it went like this. I mean, there was a positive impact. We were living season to season, praying that the seed would work, that the crop would come out of the ground. We created the modern world, and it was the oligarchs who drove that. And so, listen, we want to make sure that the people who are the smartest, who understand where the world is going, that we have the Biden administration wanted to handcuff these folks, wanted to slow them down, wanted to control them.
Let's talk about the oligarchs, the Gilded Age oligarchs in particular. So Vox reports, you know, when it comes to the shipping tycoon Cornelius Vanderbilt, he said once that the public be damned to financier Jay Gould, boasting that he could hire one half the working class to shoot the other half to death. These were the heroes.
You know, if you notice, he accidentally just called them robbers. He's like, the robbers brought us, the robber barons brought us a lot of good things.
Yeah.
Like one half of the workers shooting the other half.
Look, I don't begrudge successful people, right? Like, this isn't to hate on successful people. This is to hate on a system that creates the inequality that is really at the core of a lot of the societal issues that we have at this moment, okay? It's a lack of fairness. It's a rigged economic system that gives certain individuals an upper hand, and to the detriment of American workers who help generate the revenue for the oligarchs that he's currently, blowing on national television. Railroad sleeping car king George Pullman arranged to have his coffin sealed with lead and buried at night in a steel and concrete vault 8 feet deep, lest workers desecrate his corpse in revenge for the way he exploited them in life.
Wow. You see how great the robber barons were? And they'll be great to you again, don't worry. So, look at all the tricks there, but I'm gonna play you a hilarious clip in 1 second. So he says, and then the robber barons come in and life expectancy goes through the roof.
Does it?
Might there be other factors involved in that period of time, like basically the advent of modern medicine?
No way. It's all about the robber barons getting super wealthy. Obviously, that's good for everyone's health.
Like Pullman was worried that they desecrate his grave because he led so many to an early grave.
Yeah.
But he was just trying to increase their life expectancy.
That's all he was trying to do.
That's what it was all about.
That's all it was.
How funny is that, guys? Speaking of funny, Anna, I'm gonna go out of order here because it was. Okay. So guys, I'm gonna pull in the earlier Biden clip here. So if you remember just a second ago, we played you that clip where he said, and Biden was so unfair to these guys, and he slowed them down.
Totally,
Biden slowed them down, otherwise we'd had more progress. Earlier in that same segment, you'll be able to tell from the suit, he said this.
No one was better for the top 1% of the 1%, the wealthiest people who've ever walked the planet than Joe Biden. Everything Joe Biden did, in my mind, was designed specifically to make the top 1% wealthier. From the $1.9 trillion, so-called COVID relief plan, infrastructure, $548 billion. Who got most of that money? The billionaires. The CHIPS Act, $54 billion. Who got most of that money? The billionaires. Inflation Reduction Act, the $868 billion. Who got most of that money? Billionaires. Cato said that his energy policies, by the way, energy, not ground, not the stuff that we really power our economy on, wind, solar, all of this stuff that doesn't work, that nobody wants, EV subsidies, $1.8 trillion. Who made the richest folks in the planet the richest folks in the planet? It was Joe Biden.
So which one is it? Did Joe Biden slow them down, or did he give them everything they wanted? He says it in the same segment. It's amazing because he knows that even the Fox News viewers hate the billionaires and the oligarchs. So he's like, can you believe what Biden did? He gave them everything. And they have a picture of Elon Musk as he talks about the electric vehicle subsidies.
Yeah.
And so then he turns around in the same segment within 1 minute and goes, we should give them everything. And Trump is a demigod for giving them everything because they're the ones who increase our life expectancy and they're the greatest people on earth, like Elon Musk.
Yep.
That's amazing. That's amazing. Please tell me you noticed that if you're a Fox News viewer. Because if you didn't notice that, man, they pulled a wool over your eyes. That's him saying our audience is not that bright. I could just say the two things exactly opposite of each other back to back and they won't even notice.
I'm so sick of all this crap. It's exhausting. I'm sick of it. I'm just so sick of it. But
you know why though? But there's a real reason, because it's designed to wear you down.
Yeah, I'm
Everything
there.
is a trick. Everything in me. Look, when I was a kid, until like last year, no, not last year, but earlier, I used to think that the news was actually news. And so we, in our infinite naivete, set up a news network.
Don't say we.
Okay, that does news, right? We actually do news. We try to do our best to give you honest coverage, etc. What I found out later in life is most of the news is not news.
It's a business.
It's just marketing for different interests, right? So mainstream media is marketing for corporate interests. Fox News and MSNBC are on the same team. It's good cop, bad cop, just like establishment Republicans and establishment Democrats. Good cop, bad cop. Everything's an illusion. Everything is a trick. So they take something that is objectively bad, the robber barons robbing us blind, and they flip it to, isn't it great that they're doing that? And remember, if you're angry about it, blame the other side. Meanwhile, the Democrats say the same thing. And by the way, the things that Charles Payne said about Biden weren't untrue. The Democrats will say, can you believe they have the oligarchs? Rachel Maddow was complaining about it today, like, oh my God, the oligarchs, the oligarchs. That's true, I agree. But Rachel, did you complain about Biden's oligarchs?
No, they like the oligarchs when the oligarchs are perceived to be on their side.
100%, so it's all an illusion to make you like, oh, the Democrats are the good guys, the Republicans are the good guys. Neither one of them is the good guys. All right, last thing, I'll show you a chart from me at least. This is the top federal tax rate. Goes to the top earners. And if you notice in the period that Charles Payne is talking about, taxes were as high as 91%.
The top bracket.
The top bracket. So Charles, you sure you want to go back to that era? We go back to that era as long as we charge the robber barons 91% on the top marginal tax rate. Do you want to do that? And you say, oh, that built this country. Yeah, the taxes built this country. But he doesn't want that. Now Trump is saying federal taxes should be zero because they haven't robbed you enough. So which one is it, Charles? Oh, right, you're not gonna answer that because you're a liar and your job is to lie professionally on behalf of the rich. All right, thanks for watching this free clip of Old School. Don't forget to become a TYT member today for the rest of the show and for more exclusive content throughout the network. Join now at tyt.com/join.